This sports talk. Man, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, these guys had one job to do. Defeat freaking Patrick Mahomes. These guys got the DeAndre Hopkins. He's making spectacular plays. I mean, we know anywhere that he would go besides the Titans, he would excel. As the rich get richer, Patrick Mahomes is throwing it to DeAndre Hopkins. He's just throwing it up and Hop coming down with it, man. The Buccaneers played a great game. They played in the elements. Baker Mayfield played good. He took care of the ball for the most part. I personally would have went for the 2-point conversion when we tied it up towards the end of regulation. And when I say I don't mean like I'm a Buccaneers fan. I'm just rooting for anybody other than Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So they could have ended it potentially, and they didn't. And you can't really play the statistics, the percentages when you're going against Patrick Mahomes and those damn Kansas City Chiefs. You can't. If you could put them down in regulation, you do it. You don't play overtime because you have a 50% chance of getting heads and a 50% chance of getting tails. And if they receive it, they got about a 95% chance of freaking beating you. The Bucs defense, they played good a majority of the time, probably the entire regulation. But when it came to overtime, they didn't get the job done. Unfortunate for them, unfortunate for me, because man, I can't stand the success. I can't stand it. I hate it. But I'm just going to put it like this. Even though my team, the San Francisco 49ers, have not been looking so good, I've got the mindset now after last night. In order for us to win our Super Bowl, we got to have the mindset that we've got to beat Patrick Mahomes. And that's how we got to do it. To be the best, you got to beat the best. Like my man Ric Flair said, woo! Yeah, you got to be like that. And so I'm just now looking at it like, you know what? Maybe it is just going to have to be the David versus Goliath thing. We're going to have to put them dudes down. In 2 Super Bowls, we've been up 10 points going into the fourth quarter, and we just didn't play to rip out their hearts, right out their chests, and throw it on the ground and stomp on it. Instead, we're playing some type of prevent the loss type offense. So, you know what I mean? That's that. Again, they're 8-0. All I can do is tip my hats to them. Coach Reed has been doing good while Patrick Mahomes has been struggling. What can you do, man? What can you do? They're a juggernaut, and they're not afraid. Even though they're back-to-back champs, they're still putting money in to get another championship. Whoever their ownership is, their GM is, they're pulling the trigger anytime they can to get better. That's what other teams should be doing. Go figure. The Super Bowl champs back-to-back years are going in, all in, every single year, man. It's... But that's that. How about the Philadelphia 76ers? They looked a lot better. And I don't know, it's because the Phoenix Suns aren't really that good. And when I say they're that good, I don't mean they don't have the star power. It just seems like they play a bunch of one-on-one basketball. They're not being fluid. Like, they don't play. Have you ever seen the San Antonio Spurs of old? How they just share the ball. They had good fundamentals when they played with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, etc., etc. They just had good chemistry, good ball movement. They would make that extra pass. It's like with the Phoenix Suns, they're not that. And they're so top heavy that they just got to kind of get the bottom. I don't want to say the bottom of the barrel, but cheap free agents and signings to come in and fill in their roster because they got so much money tied up in KD and Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. Now, Booker and KD, yeah, I like Bradley Beal when he's with someone else. I don't like him in this fit. I feel like he's got to be a Robin to somebody's Batman. But right now, he's not Batman. He's not Robin. He's like Batgirl. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't excel in that role. That's just my personal opinion. I do like the addition of Grayson Allen coming off of the bench. Their draft pick. So they got a little bit of of players there, but they're just so top heavy. But anyway, in short, I did like the way the 76ers were balling yesterday. They looked like they had a pulse, and the addition of having Paul George on the ball court allowed other people to get space. I do not like the fact that at the last 4 minutes of that game, Tyrese Maxey wasn't a focal point in the offense. It was like he was taking a backseat, and no disrespect to Paul George, PG-8, formerly known as PG-13, but I feel like this is Maxey's team now. It wasn't Embiid's team, but this is Maxey's team now. The game should go and flow through Maxey. The game plan should go and flow through Tyrese at all times. If someone is taking that last shot, although I do trust Paul George to take the last shot, I would rather Tyrese Maxey be molded into being that killer and having that killer instinct, that Mamba mentality, that ice cold blood running through his veins. So that I feel like it was a disservice to him and the team at large that they didn't get the ball or get him involved in the last 4 minutes besides that last minute gasp of air shot. You know what I mean? Paul George went on a record saying after the game that he didn't know that they were down by 2. He thought he was only down, or the team was only down by 1. And so that if he had known or was aware that they were down by 2, he would have went for the 3-pointer and the kill shot to win the game instead of trying to tie it up. Either way, a loss is a loss. They did look entirely as a whole a lot better. Kudos to them. Hope to see a lot more from the 76ers. And let's hope that Joel Embiid stops beating up the media and starts working on the basketball court. And again, this is Rashawn the Dude Dad coming to you with a little bit of unsolicited sports talk. Let's go.